Welcome back to another episode of the How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, and finding your own path. It's Mr. Brown, Broken, Guapo. Hit him with the fairy dust. Jake. See, my man knows. 10 toes down, big head up. I gotta let y'all know, this seat is actually comfy as fuck.
Oh, yeah, because people have asked you about it.
Multiple people, bro. Like, the way you sit, like, I can't figure out how to sit in this chair, but it actually is comfortable. So I gotta let y'all know.
I respect that. It's your boy Spence, King Aquarius, wealth strategist, soon to be King Petty again, just because y'all irking my nerves. We bringing it to you live again here at the.
You mess with Jacob, you mess with me.
That part. Wait till my question come up. At the Collective Space, 248 Windsor Ave. It's 48 or 58. Windsor Ave, Connecticut. Windsor, Connecticut. Come check it out. Come record yourself a little podcast. Use the photo studio. They got a video recording. They got office spaces over there. They got a conference room. We got free coffee. We got snacks and a beautiful lavatory.
And he's not just talking about me.
You're a beautiful lavatory?
It's a snack.
Oh, okay. Shout out Ashley. Hit him with the fairy dust. And we got a 2-time winner of the How'd I Get Here podcast. My boy Eddie Rivera. What it do, my guy?
Good,
Welcome
how you doing?
Back.
Eddie
Welcome back.
Rivera, a.k.a. Eddie New Style.
A.K.A. Eddie New Style. You know what I realized about you? You love you some Dunkin'. You always got a coffee in your hand.
Black hot coffee.
Ooh. All year round? Like year round?
Yeah. I was in Disney this summer with my kids, and I had hot coffee. Black coffee.
What month of the year were you in?
August.
So you was trying to die.
It was like 80 degrees, and I'm like, it was so hot that it made me cool.
Everything about you is different, bro. Like, nah, for real. Like, your lifestyle, your regiment, like, you're always up to something. You're always doing something dope. I respect it. But
speaking of that, what have you been up to, bro?
Since
we last saw you.
I've been just creating. I've been doing a lot of painting. I've been doing murals. I've been cutting hair. I've been doing music. I've been shooting music videos. I opened up a 3D printing business.
Fire.
I came out with a collectible that I sell. I released like 10 new style figure. I released about 10 a month, and I sell out. And out of each one I sell, I donate a haircut at my barbershop.
Fire.
that's dope.
Now, I know you're probably tired of talking about this, but wouldn't be me if I didn't ask. The painting that went to 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, bro, that had to take some balls.
So I was driving, and my wife was like, "Oh, 50 wants this painting in black and white," and I'm like, I looked at it, I'm like, I could probably pull that off tonight.
And just went home and did it?
So I went to Michael's, bought the big canvas. It was 48 by 48.
Right.
And I went home, and I immediately started working on it, and I was done probably at 2:30 in the morning from like whatever. It was evening.
Right.
And my whole goal was like, I don't even care if he buys it or not. I just want him to see it and see how fast I got it done. Right.
Because he posted it like that morning, right? And then that evening you went and painted it and had it the next day,
Yeah,
right?
I had it the next day.
Crazy.
So, and the funny thing is I know a couple people that know 50 Cent and, know his people. So it's actually going to get to him once he's done with the tour.
Did you go see him when he came?
Yeah.
What did you think about that concert?
The concert was fire. I could tell he ain't go crazy gang music. Mm-hmm. Did you go?
Yeah.
You know, he had the Justin Timberlake songs.
Yeah.
And
it started off hot, and then it kind of dropped.
And at the end.
And then he picked back up.
Yeah.
And it was because, like you said, he started with his hard shit, and then he didn't want to go too.
Like, I heard y'all get it in Hartford.
I was fourth row, and halfway through the show, it was so hot and loud, and so much weed smoke. I just wanted to leave. Damn. And I'm like, I'm old. Like, I want to leave halfway through this concert.
Yo.
But I calmed down. You know what I mean? Like, I started calming down because I don't know.
The second hand started kicking in.
The old school. The older I get, the more anxiety I get being around crowds.
You would have hated where I was then. I was in the grass.
But see, that's when I'm by myself is a little different. Even though I do get a little anxiety,
Right.
but when I'm with someone I care about, or my kids or my wife,
you
I'm
gotta be
like
conscientious.
I gotta worry about them.
Mm-hmm. I
And
respect that.
It's a whole different thing. You know,
Right.
you feel like your security.
Right.
But if I'm by myself, it's different. I could just let loose and not have to worry about protecting.
because you know you're gonna be good, you can take care. You don't gotta worry about.
And if
nobody
somebody
else.
like beats me up, whatever, I'll get back up and walk it off. Somebody's beating up your family. You're like, yeah, I gotta.
Now I gotta kill everybody.
right.
So all right, dope. All right, so we're gonna kick it off with the question of the day, right?
Oh boy.
And it's interesting because we all are entrepreneurs, and partnership is very important. So when going into partnership with someone, how big is trust? And it's gonna be a two-part question. So how big is trust, and how in depth do you read the contract?
Trust. So if I go into business with someone, I have to get to know you for a while.
I like that.
I gotta really. It's like business. It's a marriage.
That's a fact. Thank you.
Like no question about it. Like when you're getting married, that's a business venture. It sounds crazy.
Thank you. No, thank you.
He's like, that didn't require fairy dust, but
It did.
fairy dust on the How'd I Get Here podcast
No,
is a good thing.
Technically,
it's a good thing.
It's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like it's technically the same thing. Because you gotta be, you gotta communicate. You gotta be loyal. You gotta be respectful. You gotta
Be trustworthy.
You. I mean, all around, it's the same rules. You know what I mean? Besides the intimacy part.
Right. Yeah, it's weird. Right. Because I feel like when you are going into some type of partnership or agreement, business-wise, like, there is got to be some trust. Like, I think everyone should, be on the same page and understand, like, what contracts are involved. But, like, I'm so glad you mentioned marriage because in my industry, I think a prenuptial agreement is mandatory. I think
In a marriage?
Yeah. I think it's nothing, like, take emotions out of it. What I brought to the table, a prenup? Like what?
No, I know what prenuptial is.
Like what I brought to the table, I keep. What you brought to the table, you keep. What we created together, we split.
Yeah, that's see
That's business.
But
right.
why do you
that
have...
should you don't technically you shouldn't even have like a contract. You should just know that it should be a given.
No. I need that on paper.
Right. I get what you're saying, but then again, if you're marrying someone, you got to really go into that with like this is forever, regardless of what.
So let me ask you a question. You and your partner, right? Mm-hmm. She comes and cheats on you, right? And you've now...
She comes and cheats on me.
Oh, shit, that's wild. Right? But right? And you've now poured into her more, right? You've poured into the house, whatever, businesses, whatever, right? You've poured more financially into this.
Yeah.
But she cheated on you. But the prenup says you keep this, she keeps that, and then y'all split everything in the middle, right?
Yeah.
But if you've poured more and she cheated, do you not feel entitled to more?
So some prenups have a cheating clause.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all that. It's all that. But see, me personally, I would just be like, here's half, peace out, I'm moving on. Just to make it easy
But that's
for
the thing.
everyone.
Some people want more than half.
Well, that's different. Then you fight for your fucking. You got to fight for your life. But yeah, I remember I was reading the Will Smith book, and he said when he was
His memoir.
Yeah, he was divorcing his first wife, and Quincy Jones said, "Just give her half." And then he ain't really want to give her half. He's like, "Just give her half, make it happen quick, get it over with." And Will didn't listen to him. He was fighting, and then at the end, he still gave her half.
Of course.
So
Damn.
Quincy was like, "Save yourself the headache, give her half, move on."
Sometimes you gotta just learn
And
in the moment.
Listen, it's your wife. You married her. Whatever. Like, take half. I'll go make more money. I mean, I don't think money is everything, and material things are everything. As long as you have your peace and your mind and yourself, fuck all that shit. Fuck half the bank account. Fuck half the house. Like, fuck all that.
That's true. And I don't want to like get too sidetracked by prenups because that was just like a sidebar of the initial question. But like, Jacob, how about you? Like, how important are business partnerships to you?
I think they're very important. I think it's easy to get excited and get ahead of yourself when an opportunity presents itself. But as you grow as a business man or woman, you have to subside that excitement and really pay attention to what's in front of you. Because a lot of times a person or even a situation will show you who they are before you even get in bed with them. You know, and everything that glitters isn't gold sometimes. So where someone might paint this pretty picture, oh, I know this person, I could do this, I could do that. Well, can you? Because if you can do all that, why aren't you even doing it for yourself?
That part.
You know what I mean? And they sell.
I always evaluate people and I say the same shit. Like, why aren't you doing it for yourself? When someone's trying to promise you something, I say the same shit. That's like my first question.
Because if you could do it for yourself, you wouldn't have to say it because I would see that it's already done.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But two, what are you really getting off by saying, yo, I could do this, that, the third?
Well, I think partnership in business is very important because we can't do everything ourselves. And
For sure.
And I think getting into business with someone is both of you one person being strong in this where you weak at, and you being strong on this where you know where he's weak at or whatever, he or she, and moving forward. If you find two people that are like good at one thing and they come together, it's like you're bumping heads all the fucking time.
Right.
I think.
No, and literally us. You know what I mean? Like business, anything business, yo, bro, here. And I don't, bro, you handle it. I know you got it.
Right.
Like unless you need something like my name or a signature.
And
but
it's
even
good to have that trust where you're like, here, I know you can handle it, and that's great.
Right.
Like,
I don't know what I'm good at, but yeah, that's.
Nah, I mean Jacob started the podcast, right? So like the vision and everything. Jacob is the visionary. Like, I think, yeah, Jacob's literally the visionary. Like, we gotta keep him on track sometimes, but he does his thing. Anytime someone has a question, it's like, yo, so how'd the podcast happen? And he's around, yo, Jacob, tell him.
Yeah.
So nah, that's interesting because not everything that glitters is gold. I think that's a gem. I don't know. I think a lot of times, like, I've tried to get into business with people, and if they're too excited about it and they're talking so highly about themselves, it's like, I don't know, like, where do I fit in here, right? Like, because in your partnerships, right, or I guess in anyone's partnerships, like, is there someone who's spearheading it and someone who's silent, or are these, like, mutual agreements?
So there's different type of partnerships. There's silent partners. If someone goes in with you and there's a silent partner, they're pretty much just collecting money and you handle, and there's different percentages for different things. You know, or if there's two active partners, where sometimes that's the thing though, like one has to be the shine and one has to be the backyard. I mean, the behind the scenes.
Do they have to?
If you ever noticed, like Apple, it was multiple guys, and then there was Steve Jobs. That was the main thing. Same thing with Disney. Same thing. It's always that one guy. I'm talking about big shit.
Well, Disney's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, but it was Walt Disney. Yeah, that was the main guy. Name companies that have two faces. It's rare. There is, and
even to your point, look at Mother's Moss. We had him on last week.
Right.
We didn't even know there was two of them.
Right.
But they are both equally involved and have a hand in it. But we've only ever seen and met Mike. You know what I mean? They're a local CMOS business.
Yeah.
And they do drinks, gels, jam, all this stuff, right? But he texted me, he was like, yeah, we'll be there. And I'm like, we? Who the fuck is we? I know you. And then his brother pulled up. Yeah. He was like, yeah, my brother's on the way. And I'm like, well, I hope your brother's the person I know. And obviously Mike, the guy that we've met and Bob was here. But when we did the episode, we were like, yeah, y'all both could sit down. And his brother was like, nah, I don't need to be on camera. That's Mike.
Right.
To your point,
Yeah.
you know.
So I honestly don't think there's not one person in this world that created a business all by themselves.
No, that's a fact.
A successful business.
That's a fact.
You know?
I think there's always the 51. Like I watch a lot of Shark Tank. Well, I used to. There's always the 51% shareholder. You know, it's never 50-50. Someone has to have the final say, unfortunately.
Right.
So then,
I mean, there's 50-50s. I got 50-50 with people.
how does that work?
We have to come to a mutual agreement.
Yeah. So when it comes to business and business partners, you're gonna have disagreements. Obviously, you know, if you don't have any disagreements, there's something off. Someone's being fake,
Right?
Because there's no way.
Yeah, you're not gonna agree with everything.
There's no way motherfuckers are gonna agree with things all the fucking time.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's like a marriage. You can't say there's 51. I mean, we get married, men. I bet you the men would be like, I'm 51% shareholder of this fucking business.
I think
marriage.
I think the real men would say I'm the 25%. She handles everything. Like I handle the finances, but like I feel like in a marriage, the finances are the smallest part. Like it's one of the most monumental and important pieces, but like everything else that like makes a marriage gel and like makes a happy home, like men, we're not wired like that. I haven't met many men wired to like handle an entire home successfully without like a partner.
Right, because we're animals, we're savages, we're warriors. we'll fucking, you know, we won't eat for 2 days and we'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know, like it's different. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I would go sleep in my car for a whole year if I had to. You know, I'm a savage.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So that's why we probably can't hold it down at the house, because we probably like, I don't even care.
Yeah,
I won't shower for 2 weeks. Like, fuck it.
Like, why are you and your kids living in a minivan? Like, we're doing all right.
Women are just the organizer of a family, I think.
The nurturing.
The nurturers.
Yeah.
So where, you know, in speaking to business or, you know, business relationships and things like that, you even said it like in 50-50, I got to come to a agreement, or even 51-49, right? Mm-hmm. Where does pride come into that? Because at some point you're going to have to put your pride aside, but ego is also tied
Egos
into that.
and pride are fucking out the window when you are in a business venture with someone, period. You don't think you're fucking better than them. They don't think you're better. You guys are just two great people or girls, whatever, coming up with ideas and figuring out which one works the best.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't go into business with someone that you're constantly arguing with, or he's constantly not, you know, just people are not agreeing, or they're
Volatile.
always constantly against what you're saying. Like you're obviously gonna go into business with someone that's like-minded.
Interesting, but don't opposites attract? Wouldn't you want that contrast?
It depends what kind of opposite. Because you could get I don't like to work with hot-tempered people. I'm not hanging. I don't care.
Yeah, you're super
I don't
chill.
care. Yeah. I mean, I could be hot-tempered, but I know that doesn't fix anything, and it doesn't. Nothing good comes out of hot-tempered people. So if you're one of those guys that are negative, hot-tempered, I'm not fucking with you. I don't care how much money's involved. I'm not fucking with you at all. And I've had plenty of situations where I could have done business with someone, and I'm like, I would love to, but I just can't because they handle this a certain way, and I can't do that.
It's triggering.
It's interesting you say that, because you don't have to take every opportunity that's presented to you. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, right.
And you just saying that as like, I mean, I haven't been doing this long enough that so many opportunities come, and I'd be like, that's not the one. But there's going to come a time that there's going to be an opportunity that might not be right. And instead of being optimistic and being like, oh, we can make this work, or I could definitely do that, there's time to step back and be like, actually, this might not be it.
Well,
Right.
Also, you got to trust that whoever you're going into business with is going to be transparent with you. And like,
That's the most important thing.
all your cards are on the table. Because like, as far as pride and ego, like if there's, in business, in my eyes, like the people are very minuscule, because the brand, the product is what we want to push, right? So like, what's best for that? Like, what can we do that is best for this product or this brand? and we're going to use your skills, my skills, and we're going to collaborate and make that grow.
Yeah.
But like us arguing like, well, I think it should be this. I should get like, it should be all of it. Probably.
Or a piece of that, piece of this.
Yeah.
You know, like,
how do we do it in phases or strategically?
yeah. I was gonna say something, I forgot, but
Shout out to How Did I Get Here podcast team. We have a great contrast and great collaboration. Love y'all.
So when you when you are putting this business together, right? This team together, how do you decide who's the leader and what does a good leader look like? Because I tell you, right, once we put this team together, right, I was like, yo, this is not my podcast, this is our podcast now, right? Mm-hmm. And for a while, I would put a lot of things just like, hey, what do y'all think about this? What do you think? Let's all decide. And where that's fine and dandy, they kind of had to come to me and be like,
you say it.
Nah, you tell us what to do. Like, we need, where we can appreciate that and there's conversations to be had, we also still need to be led.
So I own a barbershop, and there's 11 of us. Technically, I'm the leader because it's my barbershop and I run it the way I want to run it, my ideas. But at times, I take so much advice from the guys that they could lead me to some ideas and some things. You know what I mean? I don't think the leader thing should even be mentioned. You might be a leader today. You know, this person might lead me tomorrow. Like, because it depends what direction and what road you're taking.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you guys, let's say this guy, he does more business, he's going to lead the business idea. You know what I'm saying?
That's why people have positions.
Or the visionary, hey, think of some creative ways we could do this. You're going to lead that.
Right.
So I think the whole leader thing is just, you could mix it with ego. And it's like, I'm the leader, I'm the man. I always feel like a student. I've always tried to look at people and be, you know, I don't try to look like I'm the leader. You guys got to do shit my way, and I'm gonna whip you.
But that's the thing, right? I can relate it right to sports, right? And I think in a few I want to come up with like characteristics of a good leader, because there's some people that are just natural born leaders, and then there's people that try, but it's like, bro, I wouldn't follow you into a burning building. You know what I mean?
Follow you to McDonald's.
You know, but then, like, and I'm even thinking about my high school team right now that I coach. There was a kid that hit me up a week before our first game. He was like, yo, when are you naming captains? And in my head, I was like, bro, if I was in high school, I would not look at you. The fact that you're asking about captains means you need this. Like, and I don't think that's a trait as a real leader.
You should search for greatness, and the captain will find you. That name, the name you're looking for, whatever the fuck it is you're looking for. Like, there's a lot of people out there that call themselves entrepreneurs. You see them on Instagram, it says entrepreneur. And they don't know shit about entrepreneur. They're just using it. A lot of them ain't reading books. You know, they're not listening to audio. They're not listening to podcasts. They're not looking for mentors. I got 2 mentors, and I'm always looking for more mentors. You know what I mean? And these mentors have to be bigger than, like, big. You know, my mentors, they're multi-millionaires. You know what I mean? Like, everyone needs a mentor. And some people are just saying they're entrepreneurs because
it's the cool thing to do.
It sounds cool, and they're also lazy, and they just want to be home and creating shit. And it's crazy because I was there too.
I'm a content creator.
We've all been at the bottom, but when you've constantly, if you're not growing, there's something wrong. You know, there's something you're not doing. You're not, you know, disciplined and all that.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think when it comes to like leadership and even like the podcast, right? Because at the end of the day, like I always, like, Jacob, you started this, so it's like you should have the final say for a lot of things. Like, yeah, I can contribute, Ash contributes, Brian contributes a lot, but like at the end of the day, when it comes down to things, I'd rather Jacob make the last decision, because this is kind of like your baby, right? Like, this is, you birthed this, and we all came together to help it grow. And yeah, we all lead in our perspective space, but I think there always has to be, like, I don't know, when it came to high school sports, I feel like the coaches never had to name who the captains were.
knew.
It was just like, yeah, no, that's the dog. Like Deion Sanders is like, yo, there's no captains. There's dogs and there's
Fucking bunnies.
not buddies. There's
Was it wolves?
nah, there was
I'm gonna just shut up.
oh, no captains. There's dogs and there's leaders, right? Like this person's a dog. He's like, this person's gonna go out, get his stats, and put on for the team. This person's gonna help lead everyone. Like this person's gonna help contribute and make everyone better.
And naturally, that'll happen naturally. All the fucking pointing, like that's the leader, this is that. I think, like you said, it happens naturally, and eventually, like, wow, like at the barbershop, sometimes the barbers look at me to lead.
Right.
And sometimes I look at them to lead something.
How does that look in a barbershop? Because in my head, I'm like, doesn't everyone just show up and like cut each other? Like, so where does that come into play?
I mean, in a barbershop, we got to make sure customer service is always on point.
Okay.
We got to find, I'm big on charity. You know what I mean? Everything, how we're going to operate the business. I don't want nobody smoking in front of the barbershop.
I like that.
I lead on certain things like that. Or when I'm not around, we're all a team.
Someone needs to step up.
Step up and because this is our baby at the end of the day. Yes, I own it. Yes, I make sure the bills are paid. But at the end of the day, we all have a piece of that.
And to hold each other accountable.
Excuse me. It almost sounds like you took your personal morals, values, and standards, implemented them into this business, and then found people that could also buy in to those standards.
And we all pretty much operate the same way. Yes, we get into little arguments. Yes, we have our disagreements. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we have each other's backs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a great fucking team. I could go to Puerto Rico for 4 or 5 days, and I trust my friends because they're not only just people that work there, they're my friends, that they're gonna make sure that our baby, which is the barbershop, is well taken care of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's our well. It's what we all make money and feed our families with it.
So how long did it take you to set that standard in the barbershop? Because like I'm sure this didn't happen overnight.
So I used to work at a bar. I worked at a lot of different barbershops, and I learned from all of it what not to do. So when I opened up my barbershop, I had all these ideas and the ways I wanted to run it. And I was thinking for the barbers and the customer, I want both of them to be happy, because at the end of the day, my customer is the barber and the client, because I'm the shop owner.
Yeah.
So I thought of ways, what made me happy as a barber, and I implement that. I let my barbers do whatever they want, whatever makes them happy, as far as like their own schedules. I don't pressure them to be at the shop a certain time. I fully let them do what they want with their station, as far as decorating it and showing their brand. I'm all about let them express who they are. Freedom. And it's like a record label. When you come to New Style, you just get to be who you are, and I'm not gonna put a uniform on you. I'm not gonna have you act a certain way. As long as you respect the no smoking in front of the barbershop and no swearing when there's kids, I'm good.
Oh, that's simple.
It's very simple to work at my barbershop.
And it's interesting because a lot of the times people feel like with less restrictions, like you give someone an inch, they're gonna take a mile. You know what I mean? But it almost sounds like, listen, this little bit, that's all you got to do, and be yourself. Right. And there's freedom in knowing that the quote unquote leader, says, yo, I'm giving you guys this space and a lot of trust, like we said in the beginning, that it's not going to get abused, that it's not going to, you know what I mean?
And I've done things, I have that policy too. Like there's been times I always tell the barbers or anybody in my team with any business I got going on, please express yourself. If I did something wrong, talk to me. I'm very open. If I need to do better at something, be open. Like I'm open to all that, because we're not perfect. We're all humans. We're going to fuck up. And I'm always looking for people to help me improve too.
Accountability is a big, big fucking thing. I think
people run from it.
They do.
Or they'll try to like put it off on other people.
It's too much work to be accountable.
Yeah. I mean,
it's emotionally too much work.
What do you mean by that?
like if you hold yourself accountable for a lot of shit, it's you looking at yourself in the mirror. You can't point fingers to nobody. And it's like, all right, that's a lot of work to kind of digest sometimes. You know what I mean? Like being accountable for everything that you did wrong and decisions you made.
See, I'm. It's interesting because I agree with what you said, but I almost handle accountability different because I don't ever want to put the blame on someone else. I always think to myself like, okay, how did I contribute to that situation? What did I do wrong? How could I have made it better? Or I made Ashley feel this way, right?
Me too. I'm the same way.
You know what I mean? Instead of being like, damn, Ashley was tripping, blah, blah. Well, damn, what did I do that made her feel that way? And I can't blame her because she's entitled to her feelings, whether those feelings are valid or not. Here's what I did wrong. And I think that's a new, I've only recently started thinking that way, but I never want to come to someone and be like, yo, you did this, boom, boom, boom. Nah.
Right. And so I'm the same way. I'm hard on myself. I'm very, very hard on myself. And it's actually a good way to live by because nobody wants to be blamed for shit. So if you're out here blaming people all the time, people are going to look at you like a softie. Like,
right.
Like my son, I love him to death, but he's always blaming so many different things. I didn't get up. Oh, my alarm clock didn't work, or I didn't do this. He just looks for points.
The sky's blue.
And I'm always trying to teach him the importance of taking accountability. You didn't wake up because you weren't disciplined enough to set your alarm and fucking wake up when you know what I mean? Like things like that. Accountability is a very, very important trait too.
So as a leader, right? Because not only are you accountable for your own actions, but typically you're accountable for other people's actions as well. When do you address other people's misdoings, fuck ups,
and how?
And how?
That's one of the that's one of the toughest things because back to the barbershop, I feel like I'm a coach and I'm looking outside, looking in. I'm watching you guys play the game. You know what I'm saying? And if you fuck up, for me, it's hard to be like, I got to pull this guy to the side, another grown adult that's my age, and like, you did this wrong. And sometimes their emotions get the better of them, and then they get the ego. You know what I mean? So that's a tough one that I'm still trying to learn how to maneuver through to make it a pleasant experience.
Yeah, my mentor always told me to deal in the facts. Deal in the facts, like take accountability for your actions and then deal in the facts. So it's like, I don't even know an example of someone fucking up, but it's just like, hey.
I read this book, something freaking, How to Win Friends Over. You ever heard of that book?
Nah.
And
How to Win Friends Over.
And it's what you're saying. Like, all right, let's say at a barbershop, they cut hair, they didn't sweep. I'm like, isn't it a fact that you're supposed to sweep after every client?
That would piss me off.
And then you would have to say yes.
Yeah.
Because it's a fact.
Ooh.
And then you're going to look like an idiot because you didn't sweep. So there's certain ways you could approach certain things.
Yeah.
But you got to really...
Yo, if you came at me like, I'm like, bro.
But you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Your mentor just told you, go for the facts. So that's the same type of way you deal with the situation. Hey, isn't it a fact that this is supposed to be handled this way?
No, that's a fact. He had a little more schmooze to it. So it's like it's reverse psychology. You're like, hey, listen, you know, so clean it up. Like, hey, listen, you know what? I hired you. I went through a lot of things really quick, and I may have skipped over some things, but this is one thing that's really important. You're really supposed to clean up after every person. Honestly, you and I don't want to keep having this conversation because we're both grown men, but it's really important that you do that. And again, I apologize because I might not have emphasized how important it is when I first brought you on.
Yeah, put it on you. Put the blame on you.
Listening to both of those statements, I think they both pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the
point. That's the thing. It's such a hard thing because when it comes to dealing with men on men, it's testosterone, it's pride, it's ego, And see, me, I've learned to let the pride and ego go. I'm very open. Someone could tell me like I sucked at something or I did something wrong. I'm good with that shit.
So
I'm good with that shit. Like you could put me down all you want. I've been put down my whole life. Like putting me down at this point in my life is like, all right, it'll make me better. I know I'll be better.
I like that.
I got a question, and I'm trying to find a way to relate this to cutting hair, but I'm gonna put it in sports context, and then you maneuver it how you need. I'm the coach. You guys are my players. It's halftime.
Okay.
We're down 3-2, but you guys are playing like shit, right? Which is the worst? Which of the two options is the worst way to address my team? If I go to them and say, you guys are playing like a bunch of pussies, or you guys suck.
I think the best way to approach that is like make the other team look like warriors. Like you letting these guys.
So politely call them pussies.
But no, but make the other team look like gods. Like you letting these guys, they're looking like gods out there, and make them feel small by themselves. Like wow, they are looking like gods. We got to step our game up.
It always brings me back to y'all seen Troy.
Yeah.
Bruh, Brad Pitt, when they're about to storm the beach, it was the simplest, like, hype speech, but it gets me going every time. Y'all remember it? I'm not going
I haven't seen that movie in a long
Oh,
time.
my gosh, bro. He's hyping everyone up, and he's basically telling them that, like, yo, this is our shit. Take it. It's yours. And it's just like, let's go.
I mean, it's as simple as, this is Sparta. Like,
yeah.
it's 3 words.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I think it's easier to, like, in regards to, like, soccer and sports, like, it's easier to pump people up when y'all know the work that you've put in. Like, in the back of your mind, if you know you've been slacking during practice, you haven't been doing things, like, when no one's watching.
But you start leaning on that. You're like, yeah, I didn't really, you know what, this is not my game because I have been slacking.
Exactly. So it's like the people who, like, when you got dogs on your team who are competitive and, like, they really want the best out of themselves, like, yo, listen, I worked way too hard to let this guy outshine me or, like, do anything. It's I don't know. I commend you for being a coach because
It's a hard job.
yo, that's got to be so tough. Like, leading people in sales, to me, that's easier because everything's quantitative. Like, I can break down numbers, I can show, like, what they've been doing, but for you, it's like I literally have to watch y'all and I have to gauge, are you giving it 100% in practice or are you fucking off?
So that's what one of the hardest things in coaching, and I've yet to figure it out.
Who's giving it all and who's not?
These kids are not me. They were not me when I was 15, 12.
Are you saying you were better than them at their age?
Not even better.
Hungry.
Effort.
You did more effort? You put more effort?
1,000 times. You know, and my thing is like, bro, I have a 10-year-old. This kid lives, breathes, eats, sleeps, shits, soccer. You know what I mean? Like, if he could train 28 hours a day, he would. You know what I mean? And then I have 17-year-olds who the ball's over there and somehow they're turning around facing this way.
Waiting for it to come back.
But not even looking at the game. And it's like, just effort. Like,
At least try.
You just try. Like, I can teach you the game. I cannot teach you how to try. You know what
that's all in, you know, free will and all that fucking energy, and a lot of these kids nowadays are soft as fuck.
No, for sure. But that's my
He's
point.
been saying this for a while.
And my thing is like, I mean, I was lucky.
They are. I know.
I had a dad that taught me discipline, self-respect, hard work at a young age. So for me, anything I did, right, bro, it could be. You remember in math class the what was it Mad Minute? Where you had to get as many multiple like, bro, I made it a point to get good at that because I'd be damned if someone finished before me.
It was 100 of them too.
You know, and you had to get as many. But
if you notice the movies they have nowadays compared to the movies they had when we were growing up, like we had Commando, Rambo, fucking Rocky. These movies, these inspirational, manly, strong movies, they don't have those no more. they got these very soft movies. You know what I mean? Like, what movie? They got superheroes that are like not even muscular anymore. Wrestlers, remember wrestlers they're huge steroids.
Yeah.
Now they're all like scrawny.
Vegan.
It's a whole different. It's comfort is promoted so much.
That part, comfort is promoted. Whereas like, oh my God, Earn Your Leisure, my boy Rashad Bilal, he just posted something how success and comfort never align.
No.
Like, successful people work hard to achieve that level of comfort that people who supposedly want to be successful want to keep throughout the entire process. He's like, it's impossible.
It is impossible to become successful comfortable
In your comfort zone. There's no growth that happens.
I read a book called Traits of the Titans. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. And it's all about high performance people, how they live their life. Mm. And nothing about their lifestyle day to day is comfortable, to the point where they wake up, and I do the same thing. I take a cold shower every single day. And I intermittent fast. Nothing about my life is comfortable. And I learned this from reading these books and audios and all these successful. I studied the successful people because that's the only, they leave clues. And then these motherfuckers wake up 3 a.m, take a cold shower, go work out, do their meditations, take their supplements, go to work, like nonstop to the time they're about to go to bed on their phone, probably sending off an email, go to bed, do it all over again. You know what I mean? Like, nothing about success is comfortable.
And people want to promote like work-life balance and things like that, which like I think is okay, because not everyone's meant to be a certain level.
There's meant to be leaders and there's meant to be followers.
100%. There's the 20-60-20 rule. 20% is going to be dogs. 60% of people are going to be that middle road. Like,
yeah. And you need those people.
Yeah, that's okay.
I hate to say it because it sounds very like arrogant, like Andrew Tate when he was talking about being in and a lot of people are against Andrew Tate, but I love him and I don't like certain things about him. But Andrew Tate was like, and this was harsh. He's like, we need people to clean the fucking hotels and clean my mess. And it sounds arrogant and crazy, but it's the truth.
You know what the thing about Andrew Tate is? His delivery just doesn't give a fuck about his delivery. Like, yeah, listen, this is what
he literally says how he feels, like, and he contradicts himself sometimes too. But yeah, it's all like you said.
He's literally toxic masculinity in a person, and like sometimes I'm just like, I mean, you're right. The way you say it, like people are not gonna like this.
He's harsh. Yeah, he's like a Donald Trump of like he just says wild shit, but I get what he means. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's trying to inspire these fucking young men that are being straight soft motherfuckers.
And he grew up in the trenches, like in a third world country. Right. Him and his family and his brothers literally fought and clawed for everything. So it's like he feels like he earned the right to act a certain way.
Right.
Which like
he comes from the trenches.
My thing is like, yo, if people put in the work, if you want to act a certain way, like I never had a problem with Donald Trump. Like he said some wild shit, but like at the end of the day, enough people voted for him to be in office, and like, yeah, he's a billionaire. Like he knows. The United States of America is a business. Like, I don't know if y'all know, like,
right, sure,
it's an LLC.
Like, it is. It's a corporation.
Yeah, so it's like, if you're going to put someone in presidency who knows how to run a business, like, my boy know how to do that.
Yeah. What I like, listen, what I like about Donald Trump is that he grew up. No, listen, because there's things I like about him and things I don't like about him. Facts. And that's with a lot of people. I can't say I coldly, I hate someone 100% because it's rare. I hate someone 100%. But what I respect about Donald Trump is that he grew up in money, and he could have been the Tommy Hilfiger's son, like fucked off and became a heroin addict, and
he went to military school.
This guy came and really cared about his family's name and blew it up he took it to a different level. Mm-hmm. And he was so wealthy that he didn't have to do that. He could have lived a beautiful life and
just been nobody.
He's a dog.
So let me ask y'all a question then. As a leader, does it matter if you're liked or not?
Yes, you have to be loved.
It depends. I have a hard time with that too sometimes because you should be yourself. And this is another thing I read. 20%. You only need 20% of the population to like you. It's not 80%. We always think I need 80%.
That's a lot of people.
Or all of them.
20% is a lot of people.
But you just need 20% of people to like you and agree with you. You don't need, like, I'm always trying to make everybody happy. That's the type of person I am. And I'm working on trying not to do that because it's not a good thing. Because it's like, all right, 1 minute you're acting a certain way, next minute you're acting another way. You just got to be who you are. And the people that appreciate you will appreciate you and love you, and that's just what it is. But then again, you might feel some type of way today and fucking regret what you said the next day, and I don't know.
And so my college coach said this interesting thing. He said, my job is not to get you guys to like me. My job is to get you guys on a common goal and to like each other. So if the common thing that you guys all have in common is that you don't like me, that's fine. You know what I mean? Because now the one thing you guys all have in common is making sure I'm happy because you don't like me.
It's kind of like a military sergeant. Like, he's so hard on you, he's making you great, but you hate him because he's so hard on you. But at the end of the road, you'd be like, I love this guy.
And I appreciate
him because he made me into who I am. Mm-hmm. And he's still an asshole, though.
Right.
Yeah, but you appreciate him for being... Yeah, I definitely I see both. I think leaders have to be loved. And again, it could be loved like, I love the way you lead and the way like you effectively communicate to me. Or I love the person you helped me to become.
You know where the word loved, I would change with respected, right? Because if I respect you, I'll do anything for you. I might not like you, but I still respect you. Well, you get what I'm saying?
Love and respect for you is probably synonymous because there's really no good definition for love, in my opinion.
Well, possibly. And obviously that's like another conversation, right? But like, if I don't like you and you're leading and I see you need help, nah, motherfucker, drown. Bro, and I don't care who you are.
There's a few people that I wouldn't give a fuck if they drowned.
You know what I mean? But if I respect you and don't like you, but nah, I got you. You know what?
That's what I was going to say. Can you respect someone and still not like them? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think you can respect. Like, I respect people that I don't like. I respect their hustle. And I respect their success and what they've created for themselves. But their personality and the person they are and low-key what people believe in. Because people could put on a persona in public and then behind closed doors be this evil person. So...
And there's times I work with these people every day. I fuck with you as a human, but as a professional, I don't really fuck with you.
Right, like you'll have a couple jokes and
you
laugh
know,
with each other.
I'll be
but
cordial with you because I got to. And like outside of work, I bang with you. But in this building, when it comes to these kids and these kids come first,
you suck.
You suck.
Yeah,
that's real. That's how I feel in the finance. I don't like salespeople, to be honest. Like being around like a sales convention and things like that.
I don't like salespeople either.
Bro, even
though we're all salesmen.
Yeah, but it's like
just don't be a used
you
car
have a
salesman.
Genuine don't be a used car salesman. If you know, you know. Like you have a genuine aura that comes from you that like people can pick up on. And like I can read that immediately. But there's like salespeople who are like they're just professional bullshitters, and it's like I don't know if you genuinely care about what we're talking about right now, or if this is a facade. Yeah, and I'm just like, my spirit's like, I'm not going to decipher this. If I have to decipher it, I'd rather talk to someone else.
I could pick that shit up immediately when you're being genuine or not, and as soon as I feel like you're not being genuine, you lost.
You tense up. You're just like, ugh.
Because the stupid thing, like they say stupid jokes, they're trying to make you laugh. Or
right.
I love the shirt, you know, like all that crazy.
Wait, I said that earlier. I do like your shirt.
No. No, but you know what I mean. They just overly compliment you, overly do everything overly. And it's like, oh, this is too much.
And it's the people who give you a compliment because they want you to give the same compliment back. Like, I remember this kid, I'll never forget. I never liked him. And he got a haircut. And he's like, yo, Spencer, did you just get a haircut recently? No. Like, I haven't had a haircut in a while.
But he just got a fresh one, so he's waiting for you to
I was like, nah, but thank you. And kept it pushing. Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm not feeding into that. Yeah, no, like, salespeople just gross me out. So it's like, working around people. Like, there's people who I work with who I rock with because at the end of the day, like, when we chop it up, like, we're having real conversations about, like, our background and, like, where we came from. And then there's the people who are just like, yeah, you know, this, and, like, I can't even, like, make any examples, but it's just like, as they're talking, I'm like, this is all bullshit. Or, like, you grew up with a silver spoon. I can't actually relate to anything you're talking about.
Bro, so the wow, if they listen to this, it's crazy, but I tell them every day, so it really doesn't matter. The secretaries in my school, probably secretaries in every school, they gossip.
They gossip? Of course.
Everyone gossip.
They're actually the backbone. Secretary
of gossiping or of schools?
The secretaries of my school, classical magnet, shout them out. They were like the backbone of our school. Like, they held it down. But yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You trying to get me fired. But so, like, the one secretary, I actually really fuck with her, right? And she'll ask me, like, personal questions. And I always respond like, yeah, I can't tell you because then everybody will know. And she'd be like, no, I'm not like that. And I'd be like, nah, but you are. And if you're not, like, there's people in here that somehow, some way, they will know. You know what I mean?
Jacob told me earlier that.
And that's what schools, when you work in a school system, it's literally everyone knows everything.
Ugh.
Facts.
It's like you're in school with the kids, too. Like, it's like you're part of the school.
And there's people that, like, to your point of just, like, sometimes, you know, I'm cool with you. Some, like, them, the one secretary lady, I really bang with her. The other two, I'm pretty sure they know I actually don't even really like. Now, I still say hi. You know, I kiki and kaka. But
because you don't bang with them like you bang with the other one.
Yeah, and it's even just like, yeah, and it's like, even like as a human, like, I can see that.
That's real.
Like, you know, and I just, nah.
Is it okay? Because I'm struggling with this. Is it okay in, like, professional settings or in general that people, like, genuinely know that you don't like them?
Bro, so, and I think I said this. I think I said this last week.
It's the aura.
You know, so there's this lady. She don't like me, and she knows I don't like her.
You said hello to her.
I said, you know, but I still got home training. So I walked by. I said, good morning. Looked at her in the face and said, good morning. She looked at me and just turned her face.
Because
like this.
You being fake.
But it's not, to me, it's just good morning. I didn't ask how her day was. How her day was would have been fake because I don't give a fuck about how your day is. Just a simple good morning.
Well, she looked at it as good morning for you, but not for her.
Well,
and it's like you're showing off. Like, yeah, we know you're having a good morning.
Someone got something this morning.
So she just, you know, turned this way, didn't even say anything. So I was like, damn, I guess teachers in here are deaf or they don't got no fucking home training. One or the other or both. But it's like, now you know I don't like you. And now I'm not going to say good morning. Next time I'm going to walk by you and say bad morning.
Yeah, but in her mind, she's like, he don't like me. Why are you saying good morning?
That's how I feel about, like, you.
So then where's your professionalism?
Just don't say anything.
Just say fuck her.
My professionalism
wear a shirt that says I hate you and put her name underneath it.
Yeah. List of people I don't like. You.
So do you allow your personal vendettas to interrupt professional?
But you just say you don't like her.
But she doesn't affect your job.
She doesn't affect my job. And the crazy thing is, my job
Are you trying to like her?
I don't think good morning is liking. I think it's just you walk by.
Yeah, but if you don't like her and she doesn't like you, unless you're trying to like her, saying good morning is like,
it's almost like
pointless.
antagonizing her.
Yeah, right. It's like you're like, I'm having a great fucking day. You seem like you're not having a good day, but I'm gonna tell you good morning because I'm having a good day.
Even if I'm having a bad day, if I walk good morning.
If you walk into a room and say there's like a table of 6 people, you only like 4 of them. Are you dapping up all 6?
Damn. Well,
I hate that.
Even
I hate that scenario. I'm not dapping nobody.
I'm only dapping up 4.
Well, how much do I not like you?
Enough to where, like, I don't need to acknowledge your presence because.
Oh no, you know I'm not going to.
But so why are you saying good morning?
Well, that's just in passing. Like it's a simple.
You were doing something.
I just
Yeah.
I just to me
No,
it's just,
he was doing something mentally that he wasn't aware of.
Probably.
He was-
but you got to
See,
know
but- no,
Jacob
but-
first thing in the morning. That dude is energetic.
right. Like so, but guess what? Now that one was just me being nice. Now I'm gonna be an asshole with it. Now I'm gonna have
just
fun
ignore
with
her.
it.
No, see, but now there's something going. You might like her, and you might think
Like-
you might like her, and you might
Like her how?
I think
I
Jacob
don't know.
likes to
You
be
might like her
liked.
in some type of way. You're trying to like her. You're trying to build a relationship.
No. Trust
Like
me,
at
not-
all, no way,
n-
shape, or
none.
form, nothing.
Nothing.
So I would act like she doesn't even exist.
That part.
See, so but you know what's funny because now when she like if she ever calls, because I have to respond to
Because
like
now
the
it's,
behavioral kid.
it's considered flirting.
Oh.
If you could,
Because I said
if
good
you're
morning?
not, because now you're thinking of ways to antagonize her and
Wait. This escalated quickly.
she's the new
That was
the new
harassment.
rumor. No, the new rumor is like Jacob's over here flirting with me. Like she's saying I'm flirting with her.
But the thing is, it's so easy.
That's the new rumor.
It's so easy how that could happen. Like I can see it. This isn't like
He's not wrong, but it's like, yo, all I said was good morning.
Yeah,
Like
that's
how
all
quickly
you need
we got
to say.
from good morning to, damn, I'm trying to.
No,
just keep it
because
to a head nod.
because you were saying that now I'm gonna come back and fuck with her and do something else, or
That's wild. I'm gonna just leave her alone.
yeah, you gotta act like
Listen,
you gotta like not even acknowledge her.
I think Jacob and I are similar to the point where like I understand why people would find some things that I say or things about me to be a little crazy, but I don't understand why someone wouldn't like me. Cause I give off genuine energy. So like, why would you not like me? Like I didn't do shit to you.
A lot of people
bro,
don't.
can you please
Clip that.
Clip that.
Cause well, yeah, why would someone not like me? Me
Wait, you're being serious?
as a heart attack.
Are you trying to say he's hard to like?
Yes.
What?
I didn't think
Very hard to like.
Is it
This
'cause-
is my
Spencer-
guy.
No. I fuck with Spencer the long way, right? But if you don't know Spencer, right, you could very much take him like
An asshole.
you know,
like full of himself.
no, I wouldn't say full.
Like if you don't know,
Spencer's an acquired taste.
I could tell that you are straightforward and
Yeah.
intelligent, and,
And
people
a lot
get
of people
threatened
don't
by
like that for sure.
Yeah, so they're gonna take you.
But you also but that could come off, if you don't know Spencer, he always means well, right?
Right.
He 100% means well, but when he might be straightforward, they might be like, "Damn, why is he coming like that?" And he knows he means well, but they might not receive it as well.
Damn, yeah, it's all love, y'all.
You know what's funny?
I don't take it no way.
The older I get, the more I am that way. Like, keep it fucking real. Tell them how you feel, and
I think that's the
Just keep
way
it real.
because you have enough people in your life lying to you. Your parents could have been lying to you for your entire life, telling you that you're great, and you could be, but you're not doing anything that contributes to your greatness. I'm not about to feed into that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
me
gonna keep it
either.
a
I
buck
keep
with
it
you.
real.
But like, I don't think I genuinely. I mean, you know what it is. The people who I like, as long as the people who I like me, I don't give a fuck. But like, I find that a lot of people like me, and I guess the people who don't like, I don't know, talk to a
like,
therapist.
we go back to that 80-20. Only 20% of the people in a room you walk in are gonna like you. That's literally a scientific proven fucking.
That's a fact.
Bro, the next
And we're
time I'm
talking
in a
about genuinely
room
like you.
and there's 10 people and be like, yo, raise your hand if you like me. I want to see something real quick.
And you're gonna really see statistics. Everyone's gonna lie.
That's
I like it. I like it.
well, yeah. There's a bunch of people who be lying.
No, but y'all some. But that's me at work.
20% of those fucking people really like you. Like really fuck with you.
That's what I be trying to tell people. I'm like, I feel like people don't like me. They be like, who doesn't like you? I was like, there are for sure people who don't like me, and that's okay.
And it's for different reasons.
Right.
Sometimes it could be
Don't tell me that
culture,
everybody
it could be race, it could be status, it could be so many different things. You could be more charismatic, you could be funnier, you could be. There's always gonna be. It's the way you dress. It's what you believe in.
Are there
so much?
Are there people y'all don't like? What happens when you're in a leadership role and there's someone you don't like?
I keep it a buck with them.
Curse them out.
Nah, I don't do that because, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm low key. When you're in a leadership role, like, shit rolls downhill, right? So like I'm actually responsible for like your numbers and things that you're supposed to do. So to be honest, I find that I give those people more attention because it's like, hey, listen, I trust these people to do what they need to do when I'm not on their back. Because I hate being micromanaged, so I hate micromanaging.
Me too. I hate that shit.
But I also know in certain scenarios, that's how you get results. And I need to be on you until I'm not. So like I try to do it in like a loving way, and like it's pretty easy for me to figure out what's important to somebody. Like having like conversations with them. So it's like I try to feed into that. And then if you find out like, yo, listen, you're part of the bottom 60% of people, it's just like, all right, well, I just need you to stay average. And I'm gonna make sure, not for real. I'm gonna make sure my people who are great, like I'm gonna make sure that they continue to be great, as long as you're not fucking anything up.
But see, I bring it back to the barbershop thing because it's a perfect scenario. If I don't like you, it's because you're not doing something right.
Consistently.
And eventually, if I don't like you, I'm gonna fire you. Because I know, I'm serious.
That's real.
I'm dead serious. I don't like you because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
He's like, if you do your job, I like you.
Yeah, no, right.
Stop smoking in front of the fucking barbershop.
Yeah, like eventually, like the people I don't like, I fire, and that's with work, and that's with real life. Like there's people that you don't fuck with no more because they don't respect you. They don't, and then you cut them off.
That's a slippery slope. So you about to fire everyone in your corporation you don't like?
No, yeah,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I need to like you. To work with you and be around you. If I don't like you, why the hell would I be around anyone? I don't give a fuck how good you are.
But
Serious question.
Because this is what's happening at my job currently. There is an employee who literally is like just trash. Like she is the worst employee there. And there have been multiple complaints about multiple different things made about her. And they have consistently like brushed it over or like given excuses of like why this or why that. But yet a newer employee that was like still in her probationary period like literally just got fired the other day because she was doing similar things that this person who's still been here for the longest. So we're just like, so I'm confused. Like
someone likes her.
I could
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I feel
I'm
like
trying to tell you.
she's made
Someone-
good in with someone.
Yes. Absolutely.
To like not get fired. But professionally as a good leader, like how does one handle that? Like if you notice as a good leader yourself and you notice like someone is kind of like scapegoating someone that needs to go, like what
You got to talk to that person. And like, listen, our job is difficult because of this person.
Literally.
And it's making everything a cancer. And
We've literally said that, even with the new HR person.
or
and
even
they said
have
they
a
were
meeting
looking
with
into
her
it,
and be like,
but-
listen, you need to fix these issues. But what I've learned from work and working with people and HR and all that, it's a bunch of bullshit. And it really is. It's a bunch of favoritism. And this is why I never worked well politics. I never worked good in companies, and I needed to be self-made because, entrepreneur, because I couldn't deal with that shit. I couldn't deal with the kissing ass, the chick over there sucking the boss's dick and she's really fucking...
It's real.
literally and figuratively.
Yeah, yeah, no, and guys too, doing the same, like... There's always the kiss ass, there's always the people coming in with the 2 coffees,
So that's interesting you say that.
You bought 2 coffees?
I'm not.
No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, like, you guys know what I'm talking about as far as, like, the kiss-ass people, like...
When the boss is
let
around,
your
like,
hard work
oh.
do that.
Yes.
Right. It's funny. So to Ashley's point, it's harder to fire people after their preliminary 30 or 90 days. Because there's things in the...
like legitimate like complaint. Like, after
That's why people have unions. Y'all got a union?
I don't believe so. We're an LLC.
But I get that. But yeah, she like...
My advice
like
is either, if it doesn't make you happy and you're constantly not happy,
Oh yeah, I'm looking to go.
get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
immediately.
waiting on that, yes.
I got fired from every single job I ever had in my life. Every single one. Every single one.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
How?
Because I never took it serious because I knew it wasn't what I really wanted to do.
Okay, I like that.
So I just like
You
fucked
did it
around.
because you had to do it, but you didn't really want to do it.
Right. Like I worked at Bazzuto's in Cheshire. It was a food distributor. I made a lot of money at the time. I probably, at, 2007, 8, 9, I made like $100,000 a year there. And I remember one day I told my mom I'm gonna get fired so I could go be a rapper, and she really was heartbroken.
You could have just quit.
No, I got fired so I collect.
Collect unemployment.
In Connecticut, you can do both. Like quits and fires, you can collect.
Oh, really?
Collect unemployment.
Well, anyways, back then
He's
I
like,
quit. She looked at me like I was crazy. But long story short, years and years later, I'm so happy that I got fired from every job I ever had.
That's an interesting statistic.
You should tell people that story more often.
What?
That you've gotten fired from every job.
I do. I tell people all that, and I also tell people when you look at my high school grades, literally every class was F, and art was A. I had A all the quarters. It was F, and everything else was, and art was just A.
That's crazy.
So it shows that my emotional intelligence was up there, but not my
expression.
IQ, and so that's another situation with schooling and education.
And now you probably read more books than like college graduates. Like
I do more audiobooks because my ADD.
Same thing.
Even
But
still,
same
yeah,
shit. Because I
if
honestly,
you're retaining it, bro,
Right.
power to you.
and I do about 35 books a year.
Bro,
That's
impressive.
Yeah,
Bruh.
and I am successful because of those books. And there's no other way, shape, or form I would be where I'm at if it wasn't for the books. Like I always tell people, go towards those books. You know what I mean? Like the diary of a CEO is what I'm listening to right now.
I
And
heard
that
that
book
was
is
dope.
incredible.
I heard.
See, you know what my problem is? It's hard for me to find something that can actually keep my attention.
It's hard for me too, and sometimes I'll listen to a book it sucks, and I just all right, on to the next one.
I actually have Will Smith's memoir at home, and it's just sitting there. But I've been meaning to.
It's boring?
No.
Uh-oh.
The Carmelo Anthony one was actually boring because I got 10 chapters in, and they're still talking about his childhood, and I'm just waiting for it to and it's like I don't want to keep reading about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the memoirs are cool. I'm not a big memoir guy. I did Will Smith's because I was so interested in his story. Just from the start to the end, and the music and the acting and the marriage and just his fucking lifestyle is very interesting. But a book that I recommend everyone reading or listening to is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book is the most incredible book, and I think every human being should learn should listen or read this book because it teaches you how to work with people. It teaches you how to approach people, how to just make day-to-day people interactions very smooth going and not be, stuff like that.
Have you listened to the book Think and Grow Rich?
Yes.
What did you think of it? I'll be honest, I got halfway through and I'm just like, yo, this shit is boring. But like,
The thing with Think and Grow Rich,
people read it every year.
it's a Bible. It's not really
Yeah.
It's not like a book you read once. And I try to make it a point. I listened to it 3 times, and I try to make it a point to listen to it every year, to be honest. Because it's a Bible and it's very interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I've never did everything that book tells you to do.
Yeah.
Because
3 feet from gold
It's
is where I
a
stopped.
lot of shit.
Yeah. It now that you call it a Bible, yeah, I get that because it's funny. I've read the Bible like 4 times in my life.
The whole thing?
Yeah. I got Christian literature tatted on my body.
I was gonna say fucking exercise. Like what the
I read it when I was incarcerated one time.
So there's a story called 3 Feet from Gold, and I think that is really what pushes me. Like when I read that one, I'm like, okay, I can read the rest later. Because 3 Feet from Gold is literally talking about how people have been like digging and digging and digging
To give up before.
and really just trying to like get to this gold, and then you give up, and then the person who keeps going is like, you're 3 feet away. So like that really hit home for me, and then I'm just like, all right, I feel like you could take a lesson from everything, and
Yeah.
that book just has so many lessons, and to me they're kind of like dry. Like they're
Yeah,
like,
no, I know what you mean. That book I just told you guys is one of the most incredible books I ever listened to.
I'm gonna check it out.
But yeah, Think and Grow Rich it's cool and it gives you hope. As far as like the idea of you manifesting things, because at the end of the day, Think and Grow Rich is pretty much a book about manifestation.
Yeah, it's about energy and manifestation.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Energy and manifestation for sure. And but all these books are gonna teach you how to operate. It's easy to win because 80% of people ain't doing shit.
That part.
Or more. 90% of people ain't doing shit. Like I will outwork any motherfucker. Like
Because most people give up.
most people give up, and a lot of people haven't been through the fire. Like I remember working 23 hours when Katrina hit, or remember when that big hurricane hit New York and all the morgues were all flooded and all that.
Hurricane Katrina. There's a
I
generation of kids.
don't know. No, it wasn't
who won't even
Katrina.
know
Was it
about-
Katrina? No, it was
In October?
Sandy, Hurricane Sandy or something like that.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
New York was
yes.
flooded. I remember I worked in the morgue because I used to work biohazard shit. I worked under the hospital morgue. The air quality was being tested and everything. I worked 23 hours straight.
That's
23 hours straight. I'm not even joking.
While the air quality is
While
being
air
tested.
quality was being tested, masks, HVAC suits.
When did you go for your next shift?
It was 23 hours straight.
But after that, when was?
I drove home. It was just something we did, like one time thing that we drove out there.
That's nuts.
And I worked 23 hours straight, and I was at the point where I'm on hyperdrive. So it's like, I remember working so hard for other companies and other people, and now when it comes to my business, I'm like, I'll give it all. I'll work 7 days with no sleep if I have to. It's my business.
Right.
When I work at a barbershop every Sunday, I work from 5 in the morning till 5 p.m.
Who comes to get a haircut at 5 a.m.?
Older crowd, older people, 50, 60-year-olds.
I was gonna say my hairdresser, esthetician, she's open from like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m.
And those are my favorite times to be at the shop. 5 in the morning, quiet, peaceful. But a
coffee.
Yeah. But I give my life. When it comes to your own work, you give it your fucking all. Like I'm not leaving nothing on the table. Like we're going all in.
That part.
And I think that's what makes anything a success. And constant education. Like you got to learn about marketing. You got to learn about branding. You got to learn about selling. Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
It's a great book. And fuck all the noise shit, like white people, black people, fucking all this fucking racial shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people focus on that so much. Like who did that movie as a black person, or who directed this as a white person? Who gives a fuck?
Nah, they didn't let my boy Idris Elba be 007 because he black. I don't like that.
I think eventually we'll get a double. See,
black
you guys
007.
can't fucking talk. Puerto Ricans don't be getting shit. Like we just got the.
What you mean?
The
Miles
Blue
Morales.
Beetle. Blue Beetle. Yeah, but that's
Miles
he's still
Morales?
half black.
I was about to say he's black, ain't he?
He's half black, half Puerto Rican. See, told you he thought he was black.
The dad's a black cop.
So and the Blue Beetle was Mexican.
I didn't even watch that.
Blue Beetle?
Yeah, it was a
Blue
new.
Beetle.
It was a new movie.
I don't know
that
if
came
he
out
was
this
Mexican,
summer.
but
Y'all got
gotta
a
shoot for more
Bronx
Puerto
Tale?
Ricans in
No,
here.
he was Italian. Damn, that was
bro,
racist.
name
My
a
bad.
very popular. name a popular Puerto Rican like
I'm really thinking of, but that's
tough crowd.
Don't say Pitbull.
And,
Wait, so you
and don't say John Leguizamo either.
I don't even know who that is.
Yes, you do.
Who?
The Pest. You ever seen the movie The Pest?
You know if you see John Leguizamo, you know who he is.
Okay. You said what was the question? The name of famous Puerto Rican what?
I mean, name a famous like
Movie?
Yeah, like there's none. There's not real like. So we need a Puerto Rican 007.
I like that. I like that.
But they would have to make him talk Spanish too. See, they stereotype us immediately. Like,
Well, listen, like every Jamaican that you see in a Jamaican movie is fucking American with a horrible accent. I'm
Right,
just
right.
like, it's,
Sebastian from Little Mermaid.
the new one was.
God, I wanted to put
I think that was
that
like a white guy doing that.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Was it really?
I don't know. I'm asking.
It probably.
You know what? Little Mermaid pissed me off because Flounder was fucking. What the fuck was up with Flounder?
The new one?
I didn't like the live action one.
Yeah. Certain things
I was
don't
pissed
need
at
live
Flounder.
action.
Flounder was like skinny and thin, and like I
He
wanted.
wasn't even yellow.
He's a puffer fit. Wait, what?
Yeah, it was corny.
In the cartoon version, he's yellow.
Yeah, yellow and blue.
Yeah, he wasn't that in the live action. Looking like some ugly ass.
I couldn't get through it. To
I
be
can't do.
honest.
didn't even
I
start
can't. I can't even do the live action Lion King. Like
No, that shit was trash.
I refuse. What?
all the live action ones are kind.
No. Did you see the live action like Mowgli? That was tough. The
No,
Jungle
It
Book
was
one.
pretty good.
No, I didn't see that one.
That's the one they
See,
did.
that could potentially
They
be
did
good.
that one right.
They only did Lion King because Beyonce was in it, and that's why people hyped it up.
Yeah, nah, that shit was trash. So is she.
So,
But on the How'd I Get Here podcast,
I will support that.
We need a Pinocchio live action, right?
A Spanish Pinocchio?
They're coming out with that.
I can see that.
why? Because he's a liar. He got to be Puerto Rican.
I didn't know y'all lie like that.
Crazy. You don't remember Eddie Guerrero? I lie, I cheat, I steal.
I'm dead.
That was literally his theme song in the WWE.
For real?
I lie, I cheat, I steal. Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace. But listen, we've been chopping it up for like an hour and 20 minutes here. Another great episode. You guys know how we like to wrap it up. We'll go our 15 seconds of fame, start with Eddie, and then go our way down. Before we do that, I would like to give you your flowers. You know, thank you, one, for coming back and blessing us. But you are a true inspiration because of all the shit you do. And I know it's not easy, but you make it look effortless.
Thank you.
So for real, thank you. You're always welcome back, but keep being you and keep grinding. For real, because it is an inspiration to anyone that sees this or anyone that sees you.
Sure.
And then one other thing, we started this season, which all our guests have epically failed on, but we have to follow up.
Nah, they working on it.
Oh, they working on it?
Yeah, they working
I
on
take
it.
it back. I take it back. But we started this thing this season where our guest has to refer an entrepreneur and put us in contact with them to get on an episode.
Okay.
So anyone that you know, you don't got to tell us right now.
I feel like Eddie about to have a good one.
I will reach back out like in a week or two, be like, yo. But think about it. Someone you would want to get on here and you know would enjoy this platform and so on
Definitely
and
will.
so forth. So I'll reach out. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Showcase their talents.
But yeah, your 15 seconds of fame. You click that camera. I love doing that shit.
Yeah, it's Eddie New Style. You guys could find me on Instagram mainly at Eddie New Style Eddie_New Style on Instagram, and that's the same thing all across the board. Or EddieNewStyle.com. It's under construction, but a lot of new things coming. And look out for my new music video and yeah.
That's dope. New music video.
New music video called New Style.
Listen, next time you get that car, I need to be. Just come pick me up, bro.
Just fly out to Miami and meet me.
Listen, the Velo got cheap flights. I have no problem getting to Miami for under $100.
It's easy to get to Miami.
You say-
It's hard to be out there. It's expensive to. I can only hang out in Miami for like three days.
That's cool. That's all right. I
It
stay
gets
in
expensive.
hostels. I don't need a
There's hostels in the U.S. Mm-hmm. You mean like
Yeah.
Airbnbs?
Yeah, there's hostels. I think.
yeah. In major cities though. I stayed in one in DC. Oh. All right, 15 seconds.
You get a lot of weird people with that.
You do.
I can imagine. Honestly, check on your entrepreneur friends. And if you aren't supporting them, all you gotta do is tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that their product's dope, because it probably is. And if you support an entrepreneur, they shouldn't be your best kept secret. So share your entrepreneurs with other people because they're working hard and they're probably servicing you to the best of their ability. So let them service your friends as well.
Very
Word.
true.
My 15 seconds of fame. Thank y'all, everybody, for being here, making this work on this Wednesday. Collective Space, yo, if you guys need a office, a podcast place, a photography place, there's a lot of stuff in here. Even if y'all just want to come check it out, highlight us. Come watch us record. Other than that, my 15 seconds of fame. Don't be afraid to grow, but always be you.
You got 30 seconds.
My bad. But with all that being said, this is the best fucking podcast, CT. We going to blow, whether you're professional or not, whether you like us or not, because we don't give a fuck, and that's a wrap.